Hello students, so welcome to the next unit of Six Sigma series. Today we are going to learn about the process improvement and process control. I, Dr. Rohan Prabhakar Devale, welcome you all. Objectives are this objectives of this particular chapter is discuss the principles and tools for process improvement, analyze various process mapping such as Kaizen and Pokayoke techniques, examine the relationship between Six Sigma and lean production, evaluate implementing and planning of the Deming cycle, and describe the control system of the control phase of Damiac process. So we'll start with introduction. Process improvement and process control is an inseparable part of Six Sigma. It aims to look at the needs of any organization to reach its goal and ensure an improvement of existing processes without changing the fundamental design of the process. It also focuses on the ability to monitor and adjust process to give a desired output. So in this particular unit, we will discuss the principles and tools of process improvement, tools for process improvement along with process mapping. We will also study about the Six Sigma and lean production, seven management and planning tools, control system, statistical process and control, and constructing using the control charts. We'll start with overview of the process improvement. So what is process improvement? Process improvement is the proactive task of identifying, analyzing, and improving upon existing business processes within an organization for optimizing and to meet new standards or codes of quality. Now, what are the benefits of process improvement? So, these are the benefits of process improvement: process efficiency and competence, then reduction in the process cycle time, improved quality, maintenance of compliance, complying with the regulation. Apart from that, satisfying the statutory and regulatory requirements, then efficiency in the cost control, transparency in the overall process, optimal process during a go live, and government governance in the process. So these are various benefits from process improvement. Now we'll see principles of process improvement. Following are the principles, if implemented, will advance the likelihood of the attending accomplishing of the projects. So you can see on the screen, settle the tactical directions of the business before starting the process, guarantee that the benefits of the process enhancement exertion are evidently noticeable and attainable. Then formulate a business case for development attempt. All stages of the project should be listed along with the required resources, the associated charge, and the assessed time frame, and represent to business for approval. Apart from this, management support for making a project a grand success is must. Weak or no management might lead to the project rejection. In other words, project should be blessed by the management. So benefits of the process improvement should be very much clear. This consists of the questions like, will the project implementation save time? Then will the project post implementation improve the staff discipline? Will the project post implementation will save cost? Will the project cost implementation help the business achieve its goal? and will the project plus implementation achieve a combination of these? So if the answer for all these questions are in the positive, then the project can be agreed. For the improvement of business processes, latest technology should be used. For example, in manufacturing company, efficiency and effectiveness need to be implemented. Then implementation of ERP is mandatory. In such cases, leveraging and the latest and suitable technology is must. There would be difficult stakeholders in this project. It may not always be a smooth sailing. In such cases, pushback should never be taken personally. Things should be worked out of the demonstrate positively to be difficult to the difficult stakeholders. At the time of improving processes, a root cause analysis should be done. This will provide the defective part of the process which needs to be considered and improved. There are various tools for process improvement. So we have seen what is process improvement, why it is necessary, and what are various principles. So how to execute these process improvements? So there are various tools. First is process improvement tool number one, that is gap analysis. So you can see on the screen, gap analysis identifies performance to find out the difference between the present business position and target. To accomplish a goal analysis, following requires to be noted. First is the current performance, then second is the ideal situation, which is defined as the potential situation. Third is what required to perform to attain the potential performance. So actually we have to forecast the performance and potential performance, and if there is any gap between the potential performance and forecasted performance, that gap should be identified. So this was the first process improvement tool, gap analysis. After that we are having the root cause analysis, that is the second improvement tool. Root cause analysis helps to understand the primary causes of failure. It is also used to identify the problematic area in the business sustainability. There are multiple methods for performing root cause analysis. This figure on the screen illustrates the various procedures or methods which can be used to perform root cause analysis. So there can be causal factor tree analysis, fishbone diagram, change analysis, barrier analysis, five whys, risk tree, parent analysis, fault tree analysis, management oversight, and failure mode analysis or failure mode effect analysis. So a common technique to the instrument to root cause analysis is by using the fishbone diagram or Ishikawa diagram. To generate the fishbone diagram, there are few steps. First is problem is need to be analyzed. Then brainstorm the causal factors why the problem is there. Generate a fishbone diagram. Initiate the diagram by considering the foremost problem at the center of the diagram, that is a fish spine. Then identify the numerous probable causal factors. Position these around the central problem in the branches. With the continuation down the fish spine, supplementary things will move on to be the minor, more precise classes until eventually it attended what is the root cause of that problem. So the suppose the example given on the screen is the problem identified is the part is produced with the wrong sizes. So there can be various problems like it is why. So maybe it is because of material, Maybe it is because of wrong measurement. Maybe it is because of machineries, of people, or environment, or method. So, suppose it is because of material, then wrong specification of the material or worn out material. Because of that, maybe our problem, that is the part is produced in the wrong size, is happening. Maybe it is because of people, because of mistakes of people, the part is produced with wrong size. It may be the employee mistake, it may be the mistake by the machine settings. Again, these settings are done by the human, or mistakes in the production process that will be done by the people or human. Maybe it is because of the machineries, machine malfunction, employees fault in the machineries, or maybe there is machinery defect. So, what is the root cause that can be identified? You have to define the problem and you can identify the root causes. Third process improvement tool is Hoshin Kanri. Hoshin Kanri is a tactical planning technique guaranteeing everybody in a company are aiming for the same goal. It is mainly a bottom-up approach. Hoshin Kanri methodology generates and continues transparent response loops across the hierarchical level in the company. The primary conception is to preserve and expose two-way stream for sharing the information. So establishing the vision, then developing breakthrough objectives, develop annual objectives, deploy annual objectives, implement these annual objectives, monthly and quarterly reviews of the objectives, and lastly there will be annual review. Fourth is process improvement tool number 4, that is PDCA cycle. PDCA stands for plan, do, check, and act. It is a tool for process improvement. So plan, this is the planning for change. Do, so here implementation is done. Check, check whether the changes made yield in improvement or not. And act, involvement of the project team members for process improvements. So it is a continuation process. Plan, do, check, act. After that, again, if there is some improvements in the system, again you can do plan, do, check, and act. So fifth process tool is force field analysis. Force field analysis is invented by Kurt Lewin in the year 1940. Lewin initially used it in his working environment of the social psychologist. Today, this concept is used in corporation for deciding uh, go or non-go verdict. Here, the circumstances are sustained by an equilibrium between influences which drives the changes and others which opposes the changes, as shown in the figure. For changes to take place, driving forces should be intensified by opposing the force enablers. Now, there are forces for changes and forces against the changes. This can be the example of force field analysis. The sixth tool is just in time. So process improvement tool number 6, JIT, that is just in time. Just in time is a management viewpoint and is used as regulator for production processes. It is about constructing the wants of the consumer, the time when the consumer wants, what is quantity order, at which place customer want it, and that too without any delays. The just-in-time framework retains stock levels of raw material, work in process, and complete terms as the slightest. This decreases waste and use of natural resources, assisting cooperation of function further sustainably. Why can just-in-time be implemented continuously and effectively? So it forms a steady working agenda. Then it creates a long-term supplier-customer relationship. It forms procuring viewpoint on purchase of smaller items. It enforces discipline among the employees. It categorizes value-added and non-value-added items in the shop floor event, and it guarantees the commitment from the top management for successful implementation. The seventh process improvement tool is Lean Six Sigma, that is DMAIC. DMAIC. Lean Six Sigma provides an organized method to inspect process by examining the data and associated processes to identify and eliminate waste. So Lean Six Sigma can be categorized through five-step model known as define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. If you remember in the last lecture, we talked about SIPOC, that is Process Improvement Tool number 8, SIPOC diagram. So suppliers, inputs, process, outputs, and customers. The full form of SIPOC is suppliers, inputs, processes, outputs, and consumers. So this is similar to some supply chain diagram. The practice is to recognize the inputs and outputs of particular business processes, to identify the process owners, customers, and suppliers, to create distinct boundaries for the identified processes. SIPOC methodology is used at the time of major phase of DMAIC. It is used to analyze the various processes in the life system. SIPOC methodology provides an overview system viewpoint by replying to various areas like the crucial steps of the life system, the core inputs and outputs, the primary customers, both internal and external, the important suppliers, both internal and externals, and customer needs. SIPOC diagram, also known as high level of process maps, as they do not consist much of the aspects. Ninth is the process improvement tool 9, that is Kanban. Kanban is invented in the Japanese automotive industry in the first half of 20th century. Kanban principle starts with the current processes, then decide to keep on incremental and evolutionary change. Admire the existing processes, roles, responsibilities, and titles. So, what are the various benefits of Kanban? Why we are implementing Kanban? Because it provides and it encourages flexible planning. Time cycles are reduced, bottlenecks are brought down, metrics are visual, and there are uh, instant deliveries. So Kanban practices visualization of the workflow, control of the flow, progress in combination, feedback loops are also implemented. The last is process improvement tool number 10, that is prioritization matrix. A prioritization matrix is a tool which is used for analyzing the business process. It is frequently used With other BMP methodologies or Six Sigma techniques for constructing selection using precise measures and reckoning what out of what to prioritize. It is applicable to everything, that is from uncomplicated activities to multifaceted projects. It can be used by everyone. It is also used by a group of people. They also assist to remove some inducement and consent schedules for project prioritization by endorsing some agreements. We'll learn about the process mapping analysis, that is PMA. Process mapping analysis refers to the actions involved in identifying what an organization performs, who is responsible, what standard a process should be reformed or performed, how it should be monitored, and how a process success may be evaluated. Now, process maps are required because decisions making becomes quicker. Process maps enable enhancements in the process. The enhancement made in the process can be effortlessly be pursued. So there are five major steps of process mapping. First is process identification, then information gathering, then interviewing and mapping, and lastly analysis. If you remember, we have learned this association of Six Sigma and Lean production in the unit number one. So Lean Six Sigma amalgamates the two approaches, which spams an authoritative tool for tracking the reduction of waste. As organization purpose to comprehend where there might be wasteful application in place, the DAMEC system delivers an outstanding roadmap for recognizing and resolving the problems they experience. This interactive or interaction between procedures functions mainly to assist in reducing eight type of waste, eliminating anything from a process, whether it is material, time, effort, which are not worth. So, various varieties of waste are defective products, which are waste, overproduction is waste, process bottlenecks or some disruptions in the process are waste, non-utilized manpower is waste, incompetent transformation methodology is waste, S- storing excess finished product or storing the excess raw material is waste, needless movement of material or products is waste, performing extra work than required is also a waste. So this is a simple chart of difference between lean versus Six Sigma. So for lean, the theory is reduce waste. For Six Sigma, the theory is reduce variation in the process. Application guidelines for lean are identify value stream, flow, pull, and perfection. And application guidelines for Six Sigma are define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Focus in Lean Six is on flow, and in Six Sigma, focus is on problems. Then criticism for Lean, statistical or system analysis is not valued, is the criticism. For Six Sigma, there are two criticisms: system interaction not considered, and process improved independency. So primary effect of lean is reduced flow time, and primary effect of Six Sigma is uniform process output. We are also having the famous PDCA diagram that we have seen already. So P stands for plan. So investigation of existing situation is performed for understanding the complete class of problem. A plan should be deployed and developed for addressing the identical or identified problem. The plan should also consist of wanted consequences and outcomes. Next is do. So in this phase, problem is identified and analyzed. In this phase, the solution of the part is identified. PDCA cycle concentrates on lesser and incremental alteration. This approach assists to make the process improved with negligible interruptions. Then we are having check. In this phase, the implementation plan is monitored to identify the association effects of the implementation. It at identification counters measures are performed in the case required. And last is act. So in this phase, the identified solution is implemented. So what are benefits of the PDCA? So PDCA is used in many decades, since many decades, for its numerous advantages. Some of these advantages are like it enables the uh, improvements in the system. Then flexibility, it is flexible in nature, and it is very simple. Still, it is a powerful tool. So we are moving to the last part, that is summary for this particular chapter. So Six Sigma is a method that provides organizations tools to improve the capability of their business processes. This increase in performance and decrease in process variation helps lead to defect the reduction and improvement in the profit, employee morale, and quality of products and services. Process improvement is a proactive task of identifying, analyzing, improving upon existing business processes within the organization for optimization and to meet new codes or standards of quality. Process control is ability to monitor and adjust the process to give a desired output. It is used in industry to maintain quality and improve performance. Principles of process improvement will advance in likelihood of attending accomplishment of the projects. There are different tools for process improvement such as gap analysis, root cause analysis, Hoshin-Kanri, etc. They act as support tool for process management for its improvement in different areas. Lean Six Sigma is a method that relies on a collaborative team effort to improve performance while systematically removing waste and reducing variation. So with this, we will finish today's session.